Hello, Jeff Foster, WebBiz Ideas. This tutorial is on finding 404 error pages of your competitors. Now, the main goal is to find a 404 error page of your competitor, but also determine if you should rebuild that content, and then actually reach out to the websites that link to your competitor's 404 error pages. So in a sense, we're kind of stealing links. We're finding pages or 404 error pages that are on our competitor's website that don't exist anymore. Basically, it's an error, it's a problem on their end. So just to give you an example, right, if we would go to webbizideas.com, right, this is a normal page, right? But a 404 error page would be something like this, right? There's no page there. But what happens is sometimes people have built pages in the past. Maybe it's a blog, and now they don't have a blog. But they've never notified Google that this page is no longer. And in some cases, a lot of people have linked to that blog or linked to that page or resource. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to find those pages of our competitors, and then we're looking to find out if we should rebuild those pages. And so if you're in a competitive industry and want a competitive advantage, this tutorial is for you. If you're looking for some fast links and almost a guaranteed way almost to get some links, this tutorial is for you. It's going to take some time, but at the same time, the results can be very good. So it can be complicated, so let me just go through the steps before I go through it all, and then I'm going to show you some examples. So here are the steps. There's 6 main steps. Step number 1 is to find these 404 error pages. Step number 2 is determine what those pages were. Because if the page doesn't exist anymore, how do you know what that page was? So we're going to show you how to do that. And step number 3 and 4 really go along with each other. It's basically figuring out, should I duplicate this content? Right? Just because my competitor created this page, maybe it doesn't exist for a reason. So we want to figure out how easy it is to duplicate, and then also what's the estimated value of that page or that content. And then after that, if the answer is yes, I should rebuild it, we're going to plan to rebuild it. We're not just going to put it in our minds and say, sometime in the future, but we'll show you how, a nice easy plan to do that. And then finally, we're going to rebuild that content, but we're also going to reach out to the websites that link to that competitor's resource. So hey, if people found this old resource very popular and 100 people linked to it, well, we're going to reach out to those same 100 people and say, hey, this resource is updated, it's on our website now, please link to me. So we'll show you the best way to do that as well. But to do this, let me go through these 6 steps with an example so you can learn. So the example is, let's say we're a home remodeler. Right, we remodel homes, or we consult about remodeling your home, and one of our competitors, or one of our sites that links or that ranks for a lot of our keywords are DIY.com. And so we want to find and analyze DIY.com to basically see if they made any mistakes, see if we can capitalize on anything that they're doing wrong. So we're going to type it into OpenExcite Explorer, and we're going to click on the tab called Top Pages. So here now we're going to find all the top pages of DIY.com. We're going to export this into a CSV file. That's right over here. And when it comes out, it's going to look something like this. And so this means nothing to you, so we want to filter it. Column C is what we're interested in, HTTP status. And we're going to basically deselect everything except 404 pages. And now we have a list in order from importance from DIY.com of all their 404 error pages. So if we copy this one and we go to that page, it's not going to be there. It does not exist. And so now we found a page. So these are the pages we're interested in. Sometimes you're going to go through here and they're going to be a bunch of junk pages, and we're really interested in real pages. So that's step 1. And so that's very easy. Throw in a bunch of competitors into OpenExcite Explorer, find the 404 error pages. But before you do anything with those, you got to find out what this page was, right? This means absolutely nothing to you because you don't know what this was. If you want to recreate this, well, you don't even know what it was. So step number 2 is finding out what this page was. So to do that, we can use a tool called Wayback Machine, or archive.org. And what that allows you to do is type in a URL, like the same URL that we just found for the 404 error page, and say take me back. So basically archives web pages from the past. And so basically anytime in blue is a time that they've visited that a page and they've taken a screenshot or they've basically downloaded it to their server, right? But you might have to go back, quite a few years, because this might have been a 404 error page, for some time. So you need to go back until you find, a page that actually had that website. And so here it looks like a page of that. So here it is. So right now we can find this is the page currently, and this is the page back in 2008. So we want to find what it was. So obviously you need to read the page, figure out what it was. It looks like this was an awards page, and so that's what it is. So we're going to go back to our document, right, and say, okay, this page was an awards page of some sort. They gave out awards, but hey, 23 different 23 different websites linked to that page. 3 people shared this page on Facebook. It has a page authority of 51. This is a pretty valuable page that no longer exists. So right, that's a pretty good start. So next in our process, right, is we found the 404 error page. We've determined what it was. There was an awards page, and now it's, hey, how easy is this to duplicate, and what is the estimated value of that page, right? So we're trying to figure out, should we reproduce this page? So how can we do that? Right, and as a business owner, there's 2 main ways to do this. Number 1, right, it's easy, right? Ask yourself a question: will it be expensive to copy? We're not saying to copy this text, right, and give it to a copywriter and say reproduce this, right? As a business owner, can I create an awards, right? Sort of organization that gives out perhaps money for funding for certain things. How much is that going to cost me? Could I start with 1,000? Could I get 10 businesses together and then maybe make 10,000 if they all contribute 1,000? Hey, $1,000 isn't that much. Maybe I can do that, right? It's not going to cost me that much to produce this page. It's really just going to cost me time and some money to get something like that together. So right, that's what you're trying to figure out. What's it going to cost to basically reproduce the same type of content? And then number 2, right, we really want to figure out, in order to determine what, how easy this is to duplicate, is also figure out why these 23 different websites linked to this resource. So remember, in the CSV file, it said 23 different websites linked to that page. So if we throw in that page back to Open Site Explorer, again, this is all part of step 3. Throw in this URL, Open Site Explorer, and instead of clicking on top pages, click in linking domains. Well, now we have the 23 different pages that link to that resource. Fantastic. So now we got to find out why they did it. So perhaps we could click on these and find out why that happened. And so what happens is you click on these links here, and the page will come up that link to it. And when you go to it, right, all you have to do is find the page that linked to it. So here it is. They link to that awards page. And so you got to find out why. Again, you try to figure out, is it easy to duplicate? And hey, it looks like this website allows people to list their funding for pond projects, right? People that support community groups, schools, conservation groups, as well as individuals. So again, how expensive would it be to maybe once a year to pay some money to a school or some group to build a pond, right? That's what you're going to ask yourself, because that's what this company or this website is doing. And hey, here's even an email address. That's pretty easy to do. And so it looks like all I need to do is have a fund that supports these groups, and this website will link to me. Fantastic. And so now you have some information about how much it will cost, right? How easy, is this to do? And so we don't want to stop there, right? Because, hey, we got 23 different sites, and let's just say we're doing this for, 50 different, 404 error pages. Let's say we found 50 different ones. Each 50 has 23 different domain names linking to it, right? We're not going to remember this information. So what we want to do is open up our PR template, which you can download from our website, and we have video tutorials on how to use this. But in short, a PR template keeps track of all your your resources of people that you can reach out to and influence. So you could simply copy all 23 of these websites, which you should, copy and paste them into your PR template. If they're media outlets, they go under the media outlet tab. If they're a blogger, under that. Right? If there's something different, they go under this. So let's say we put them all under media outlets because they're media outlets. We would put an example, right? This example, right? The media, that's the website. The example is, this page right here, right? This is the example of the link of that someone else got that we want. And then now here's a scale on how easy it is to influence. So on a scale from 0 to 5, 5 being the easiest, how easy is it to influence? Well, hey, they have an email address right here. All I need to do is have a some project, some fund, and hey, I'm in. So that's pretty easy. So we're going to put a 5. And so we're going to do this for all 23 different sites that link to them. Put them in their PR template. Put the scale. Put the example. And now we're going to be done. So when you're done, you're right. Let's just say these are all different websites, right? Let's say you had 23. Well, now you have a pretty good idea of, hey, I can reach out to if I create this one resource, I can reach out to these 23 different websites, and they're all very easy or very hard to influence, whatever they'd be. I even have examples, of how they did it, and now you can figure out, should I reproduce this content? So that's what we're after here. And so that's how you do that step about how easy is it to duplicate. Going on to a very similar step is what is the estimated value. Again, before we just say, hey, we're going to go ahead and do that, because just because it's easy doesn't mean that we should do it. So to understand the estimated value, what we're going to do is going to go back to Open Site Explorer. And again, we've typed in the URL of the 404 error page that we're analyzing. Remember, this came from downloading the CSV file, the top pages. That's where the URL came. Remember, we found this error page. It was an awards page, and now we're really analyzing it. We found all these 23 different websites. We found how easy it was to influence, but now we want to find out how valuable this page was. Is this page worth $10, $100, $1,000, right? We want a value to this page. And so there's a lot of ways to do it. Again, we're starting with, right, there's 23 different websites linking to it. That's pretty good. We even got some social sharing. That's pretty good. We come down to here, and remember we're under linking domains, and hey, 13% of these are organizations. Hey, that's not bad, .org. That's pretty good. I want some organizations linking to me too. They're pretty valuable. Right? So we're going to go through here, the domain authority, right? How popular are these pages? Are they junk or are they real? In this case, these look pretty solid. These are a lot of organization sites, and we're going to these, right? There's schools, and they're, that's pretty good. Google's going to like it if I'm associated with these pages. So, right, that's what we're looking for. How many different sites link to this page, right? The .com, .org, we're looking at that. And then what we're going to do is going to go back to our PR template, and we're going to put an estimated value again on these pages. So each individual one, sorry. So again, we're first going to look at the overview, and if the overview looks good, again, we already copied these 23 different websites into our PR template, so we're going to go a step further and say, what's the estimated value? With 5 being the highest, what is that value? So again, for this example, right, we would go back to Open Site Explorer, and here it is. Domain authority 51. Man, they got 377 links going to it. It's a .org. Man, that's pretty valuable, right? I've gone to the website. It literally is an organization. Man, this is pretty good. And so you're going to come in here and say, okay, well, I think the estimated value is 4. That's pretty solid. And what you'll notice, and you can see our other tutorials, is it calculates it for you, right? It multiplies those numbers together, and now you have a priority. And so now basically the higher number the better. And so when you start getting hundreds of basically resources in here, again, you can basically organize what what's the most important? Where should I start? And again, if you did have all 23 different websites in here, and it's all related to, this awards thing, well, you might even want to come in here and color code it and say, all these resources are, associated, with this awards thing, right? You can maybe even insert, some comment, even saying that, or however you want to do. Maybe it's a category, awards. Right? And now too, right, you have priority, and if they're all high, that's pretty good. You have examples of each, you have how easy and the estimated value, and now you got some real data. Again, now if you're just try to figure out, if we go back to our steps, right, if you're trying to figure out, should I plan to rebuild it, which is step, number 4, step number 5, now you have some real data. Should I rebuild this? Well, I'm not just guessing. If I have to report to my boss too, now I can say, hey, 23 different websites, link to it. This is the value of those 23 different sites. This is how easy it is to do. And hey, if we reproduce this, I can reach out to those 23 different sites, tomorrow. And so that's what we're looking to do. And so if we do plan on rebuilding it, then what we want to do is keep organized. So to do that, I know this is a lot of steps, but hey, this is a fantastic way to build links, and it works fantastic. Again, if you can reproduce something like this and get 23 organizations to link to you, hey, you might be number 1 for every single keyword that you're trying to rank for, and this might have taken a month of your time, and again, some startup capital, and hey, who knows where this can go. This could go to, the local TV stations and newspapers and magazines, and hey, this company is, sponsoring this, and that. It can take you a lot of places. So, but if you are planning on rebuilding it, what you want to do is you want to add it to this page, right? If it's going to be a resource center, if it's going to be something, maybe we're going to put another, category here, and we're going to say, awards. And I'm going to put, I'm going to create an awards thing for, ponds, whatever it is. Either way, we want to use this template. It's called Content Inventory, and it's part of a template called On-Page Optimization Inventory. So you download this template, go to this tab, and basically this is every single page that you're try to build, whether it's off-site or on-site. This is what you're looking to do. And so if you put it in here, and you can watch other tutorials on this as well, it helps you stay organized. It helps you make sure that the pages you're building are optimized correctly for the search engines with keywords. Put priority to it. Again, if you're building 10 pages a month, you're going to get confused, and if you're not organized, it's not going to work out well. So now you can come to here and stay organized. So if you're going to rebuild this page, again, you'd put this in. You'd probably want to copy this URL and put in the example. Right, put an example of it in there. Why are we doing this? Hey, you might even want to link to your PR template, or you may even want to put a note. Hey, 23 different sites link to me, or whatever it is, right? And so that's why when you come back to this, again, you have some organization. You know why you're doing things, because again, going through Open Site Explorer for 10, 15, 20 competitors, finding these 404 error pages, analyzing them, it can take a lot of time. But this way you're organized, and when you're all said and done, you don't just have ideas. Well, you can say, hey, next month I'm going to create these 5 resources, and hey, I know 23 different websites have linked to them each, and so hey, I got a pretty good shot next month of getting some really good links. And if I have an SEO company, if I have employees, I'm just going to maybe hand it off to them, or whatever you're doing, right? Now you have some organized information that you can actually do something with. And the final step of the tutorial was reaching out to websites. And again, we have an entire tutorial on this. We have an entire section. We have multiple tutorials on reaching out to influencers. Again, think of how hard online, or PR is, or reaching out to PR agencies. Well, we have an entire tutorial on it. But just in short, again, once you're done with this, once you've rebuilt the content and published it on your website, now you want to reach out to it, to those websites. And a very easy way to do that is an email. Again, 23 different websites, send out one template. but we have a tip here on how to do it. Basically, the easiest way to do it is not to say, hey, this is a new page, and hey, I want to introduce myself, and can you please link to me? No. So what you want to do is, with the best results, is all you have to say is, hey, I saw you published a blog post informing your readers that, and link to the place that they used to link to in the past, right? I'm emailing you to inform you that this award promoting sustainable experts who are helping to reduce our whatever has been updated. Here's the new link. And hey, even go a step further. Would you like to participate in the award? Please go here to comment and vote on the winners. Please go here to download. Hey, we created new infographics that you can use in your blog. Please go here to participate for 2013, right? You want to engage the person, right? You want the new page. You want to engage them. You obviously first want to say why you're emailing them. And then even at the end, you want to say, yes, I'm a real person. If you have any questions, you can call me. Here's my number. This is not a spam email. This is not a link bait email. There's nothing in this email that says, please link to me. All it says is, hey, this resource has been updated. Here's a new one. And hey, we've gone above and beyond. Please participate in us. Maybe help us connect with you. And who knows where this relationship can go. And so again, we have an entire tutorial on how to do more of this. Please see that as well, as it'd be very helpful. But again, I know this was a little long tutorial, but it's very, very worth it, to go through this. Even if you find one valuable resource to recreate, again, doing this can be as much as a whole year's worth of work of normal SEO and link building and content development. If you really find something that was extremely popular in the past, and perhaps for some reason they've stopped doing it, or maybe they went out of business, maybe they moved, maybe they just completely forgot about it, maybe they ran out of funds, whatever the reason is, if you find something popular, you can really run with this and get a lot of different links and build up your credibility very, very fast. So if you have questions, let us know. Again, the process was a lot. Here it is again. You can go to our website. We have all the resources. When I said, we have other tutorials on things, we have those links, and you can read and watch those other tutorials. And we have question and answers on our site, so you can ask us if you have questions as well. So this is the tutorial on basically finding content ideas by utilizing your competitors' 404 error pages.